Hello, I'm Angela Brooks from the GayFOls 2021 Pride Parade and Contest Committee. This is our third year doing the virtual Pride Parade and second year doing the Pride Mock Contest. We have some big surprises for you this year. GayFOls has achieved some significant milestones since 2020. Our membership has almost doubled. We have members from 41 different countries. We started an Instagram page. The group has been mentioned in several publications, including NewYorkTimes.com, and an upcoming issue of Brick Journal. And we co-founded the Brick Alliance with the Women's Brick Initiative. The word GayFOL has become a household word now, as it is being used in articles referring to the LGBTQIA AFOL community at large, and not just our group. So thank you, members of GayFOls, for being there. We promise a year ahead with more surprises and more growth. Now let's get on with the contest. We have 35 entries this year. The categories of competition are Best Original Idea, Best Photography, Best Construction, Most Artistic, and the Community Award and the grand prize for Best Parade Entry. Let's take a look at these entries now. Awesome work, everyone. And now to announce the awards for GayFOls Pride 2021, let's enlist the help of some special guests, Mark Cruikshank and Boone Langston from LEGO Masters US Season 1.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, everybody.
As allies, we wanted to show our support for GayFOls and all you've achieved.
So to help celebrate Pride Month, we are going to announce the winners of this awesome contest. And the winners are
Giant Pride Dragon Kite
by Blair Archer, Drag Up Your Pride
by Brick Queen, Wings of Pride
by Grant Fajo, Orca Pride Parade Float
by Krista Simpson. You will all receive a $35 gift card to the LEGO store. Congratulations to all the winners.
All right, Angela, thank you so much for having us. We got to run, but we just wanted to tell all the GayFOls out there, congratulations. Thank you so much for expressing your creativity by building for this challenge. Happy Pride, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Boone. Thanks, Mark. And now for the Committee's Choice Award. This is an award given to an entry that caught our eye and stands out as an exemplary model, but somehow missed winning in one of the categories. The award for committee's choice goes to Brad Bergman, We're Stronger Together.
Thanks, Angela. Hello, everyone, and my name is Bruce Heller, the founder and chief administrator of GayFOls, and I'm honored to be announcing the winner of the grand prize. However, like last year, I won't be doing it alone. Let's welcome our first judge, who is more than an AFOL. She is a fine artist of the brick. She is also the founder and admin of Lego Save My Life and a member of Brick Alliance, an alliance of Lego communities dedicated to furthering equity and representation in the AFOL world. Please welcome Grace Stemp Morlock. Hi, Grace.
Hey, Bruce. I am so pleased to be here.
Have you bought any Lego lately?
You know, today was the very first day that where I am in Canada, the stores were open. So I hit up every store I possibly could to find different things. So yeah,
As you should.
I'm very pleased to be here and be part of GayFOls. I think I joined when there were like double-digit members. But I'm very honored to be a judge as someone who's pansexual and transgender. I love GayFOls, and I really got to hand it to you, Bruce, and the rest of the team. And everybody who's part of the group, thank you for helping create such a welcoming and safe place.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have an ally you'll recognize from Lego Masters US Season 1. He is a longtime educator using Lego, an active member of Brick Alliance, and an artist in his own right with his company Sam's Brago LLC. He is also a new dad. Please welcome Corey Samuels. Corey.
Hello, everybody.
There he is. How's the baby?
Baby's doing great. He's a grown man already. I'm ready to, tell him to go get a job and start bringing in some income.
Right around the corner. It'll happen like
know.
that. It's gonna happen so fast. Our next judge is a member of the Lego Ideas 10K Club for her Coraline house. And she has regular appearances on Tricky Bricks and Boone's Builds on YouTube. Please welcome Holly Webster, AKA Holly Wachtman. Holly.
Hello, everyone. What an honor to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. Boy, you got a Lego room behind you.
Yeah, it's my happy place.
We should all have a happy place, right? All right, so our next two judges are making an exclusive appearance for GayFOls all the way from Billund, Denmark. And we're going to introduce them one by one. Our first started as an AFOL and found himself with a job after Lego spotted him at a convention. For a long time, he was lead designer for the Creator Expert theme, and he is now their senior design manager. You might know him as the designer of most of the popular modular buildings, and you also might know him as one of the judges on Lego Masters US. It is my honor to welcome Jamie Berard. Jamie.
Hey, great to see you, Bruce.
Hey, Jamie. Thanks for showing up. It's very cool to have you here.
Great. So happy to be here. This is great.
When we planned this, project, it was just like on a whim. I was like, I wonder if we can find anyone from Lego who would be on this. Yeah. And it was kind of last minute. And then boom, here you are.
Yeah. Who do we know from Lego? I don't know. Let's turn on the TV. Oh, wait a minute. I know that guy.
Yeah, you're by the way, you on the fashion episode recently, that was really something.
Oh my God. I was so looking forward to that episode. It's been killing me to see it. But finally my, what was it called? Carl Legofeld got to come to life.
Legofeld?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to know, was that your outfit?
Oh, I wish, but no, I need other people to dress me at this point.
Okay. All right. So before we introduce the final judge, it is worth saying that this year's Pride is more special than any other. Until recently, we had to do what we usually do, which was to try and read into clues left in the Lego sets, imagining that those two same-sex figures could be a couple, or that a rainbow tile is a wink to the LGBTQIA community. We wondered, how much does Lego have our back? And how much would they really show it? Then along came our final judge. It is such an honor to welcome the designer of the Everyone is Awesome set, VP of Design at Lego, Lego Masters UK judge, and creator of Unikitty, Matthew Ashton.
Hi guys.
There he
Nice
is.
to meet you all.
Thank you so much for being here.
Really, really excited to be here, and really excited that we've been able to do a little more than a wink from Lego now. So
Yes.
yeah.
It's quite more than a wink, and
Yeah.
it's hard to deny what that set is and what that means to so many people. There's no getting around it, and so thank you for that.
And thank you for everybody else that's embraced it and loved it, and it's been obviously quite a journey to get there and get it out and everything, but it's been so overwhelming how it's been received and stuff. So I'm super proud that I've been able to design something like that, and we've been able to release something as a company and take the first step in being much more inclusive.
It's frankly stunning. I mean, I am still kind of in shock that just came out of nowhere.
But there you go. Surprise!
Okay, so before we reveal the winner of the contest, we thought that the other judges and I would ask you a few questions while we have you here. You can both answer these individually or together, or one of you can answer as you like. So,
Okay.
okie dokie. Okay, so let's start with Corey. Corey?
Yes. So I actually have to go back and get my question. Sorry.
Do you want me to read it for you? I have it right here.
Yeah.
Okay. And in the meantime, you can until you find it. Okay, so as an educator,
I found it.
Oh, you good? Okay, great.
All right. So as an educator, I have been a mentor and a role model to so many young people. What effect have mentors or role models in your life has affected your decisions and where you've been and what you do now in your life today and with Lego?
Wow. Jamie, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I feel extremely lucky that almost my entire life I've just been surrounded by really encouraging people. So I think I just was lucky. I had a big family where everybody thought anything was possible. And I was surrounded by educators that also just said, basically, follow your heart and do what you want to do. And I was never surrounded by anybody who told me you needed to be something other than what you wanted to be. And the only thing that I kept hearing my whole life is just try stuff, just try things. And if you fail, try something else. It's not a failure. And I think that there's something about that fearlessness that I started to feel like anything was possible that really has brought me to where I am today. So I'd say it's anything from my family to my educators to my friends. It's just surrounding yourself with people that really make you feel like you're a superhero. You can do anything. And then they're there for you when it doesn't quite work out and help redirect you to your next amazing accomplishment.
Gosh, that was a perfect answer, Jamie. I don't know how I'm going to follow up on that one. So I think for me, looking back at my childhood, there's been a few little cheerleaders that I've had in my life. So no matter what I've been struggling with personally, with my own sort of discovering who I was and my own sexuality and everything, I did have people that, not around that, but around other things in my life, kind of built me up and shone a bit of a spotlight on me, and gave me the opportunity to sort of thrive in that regard. So a couple, especially within my teachers who were teaching my art and design classes and things, they were just such champions for me and wanted to give me the possibilities to do whatever I could. So that's been really, really important for me. So my teachers have played a really important part in my life. And of course, just my parents as well have encouraged me to sort of follow my passions and gave me the opportunity to do that as well. So there were a lot of bumps and ups and downs as well at the same time, but just having those one or two people in your life where you're having so much doubt in yourself, to have somebody like that believe in you and be like, you're going somewhere, you can make something with your life is so encouraging. So keep doing that, Corey. I'm sure you're making a huge difference in a load of kids' lives. So yes, I'm sure you're a big cheerleader for a lot of your kids too.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Awesome.
Thank you. And thank you, Corey. So Holly is next.
Hey guys. So yeah, I'm here for the hard-hitting questions. So this question's kind of for both of you. I'd like to hear both of your perspectives because I suspect they might be different. So throughout your careers, how much consideration had you given to diversity or lack thereof around you? Do you feel recognized and validated? Do you feel there is too much and or not enough pressure for representation? And how does it affect you personally? Matt can go first.
You want me to go first? Okay. Sure. From a career perspective, and also from a university perspective, I studied fashion design before I went to Lego in the first place. So after I got out of school and I felt that I was the only gay in the village, and then of course enrolling in fashion college, things were slightly different there. And I think that really helped me sort of come out of my shell in the fact that there was other gay people there, and also a lot of other quirky oddballs from all around the country were sort of part of my course and wanting to express themselves. So I think we all really gelled together. So being part of a creative industry really helps in a way that there's people who think differently, people who are very open-minded and things. So that's been great. Coming to Lego and moving to Denmark, I also feel Denmark is very sort of progressive in a way. I haven't had any experience or negativity in regards to my sort of sexuality from the minute I entered either the country or the company. It's just, I felt that I've been able to be exactly who I am as a person. So that has been really encouraging, especially as I've been at the company for 21 years and I was one of the first international hires into the design department. So it was predominantly Danes. We were the first group of internationals stepping in there. And I just think that we were really embraced. And in regards to the products that we've developed, I had been very conscious from the minute I walked into the building that I needed to do something about the sort of representation of our toys and how they reflect society and all of that kind of thing. So growing up as a kid, toys were very gendered back then, and they were also, and what I was and wasn't allowed to play with was quite prescribed to me, shall we say. And so there was a lot of things that I wanted and didn't get, and mainly because I think my parents were trying to protect me from being bullied or being the odd kid at school. So they were trying to sort of fit me into that mold to begin with. So having grown up with a lot of experiences where I wasn't truly able to be my real self as a child, I've wanted to figure out what I can do to make sure that other kids aren't feeling the same way. So as I've progressed through my career and been put in charge of different product lines, I've really wanted to make sure that we get a better male to female representation in the characters and things with minifigure collectibles and Lego City and everything since I've been in charge of that. And ultimately, how this set came about was that we were all asked on a leadership level to sort of find, we went on this course called Purpose to Impact, where we had to find our own unique contribution of what we have experienced in our lives that could help bring something to the company and to the world and everything. And through that, my mission that I came away with, we had to assign ourselves a persona and also a mission. So I decided that day that I wanted to be the big kid that stood up for all of the other different kids out there that feel different. And I want to do what I can to equip them with the tools and the confidence that they can let their imaginations run wild, and they can thrive and be whatever they want to be in life. So that was kind of what I gave myself as a mission, and luckily the company has been super supportive of that, and this sets the first visualization of something that we're really truly doing that's being more outspoken.
Wow. Yeah, that's a
Great
bunch of
answer.
follow, Matthew.
Sorry, it was a very long-winded answer.
Perfect answer.
No, we've got no time to listen to Jamie.
Do you need me to ask the question again, or do you remember it?
Yes, he's forgotten what it was.
So now, Matthew, we didn't quite get that. If you could just start again.
What was the middle part?
You froze for a minute. Hang on.
Oh no. I probably answered all the next 3 questions in one, haven't I?
I think I got the gist of it, but for me, I think I've been very fortunate, and I feel a bit guilty about it, that I grew up with a family with wild imaginations. We didn't have a lot of means necessarily growing up. We didn't have a lot of money. And I was surrounded by my cousins. There's 12 cousins that I grew up with next to me. So there are always kids around, and we were the family that the whole neighborhood would come to. So even as a young kid, it was a melting pot of everybody in our neighborhood, because we had the bike ramps and the whatever they were making up. And my mom was the one that was driving the imagination, that when we didn't have something, she would make up something. I mean, she was always babysitting like 11 kids. So there's even more people in the house. So there were always people around me. So I was always very comfortable with being around people in a broad type of, many types of people. Even in high school, the high school that I went to was wonderfully diverse, I would say, and really exposing me to all kinds of people, that I've always just felt comfortable being around everybody. And that served me well, to the point that I don't take for granted. Well, maybe I do take for granted. Like, I just think that I don't have the usual men need to do this, women need to do that. And when I came in and I met Matthew, it was just amazing how I just echoed so many of the things that I was feeling, that you didn't have to follow any sort of preconceived notion of what things are. So things like the modular building, to be able to have the 2 dots and a smiley face be anybody. And then you can also allow people to project whoever they want it to be on there, to be in a professional setting, to be encouraged to empower people, and to be in a country like Denmark, where women are very empowered. And there's a lot of talk about equality, and everybody trying to, in many ways, you don't want to be, they say that the nail gets the hammer, which can be a negative thing, but it also means everybody is of equal status. So I say I feel a bit guilty, because I don't have, in a good way, I don't have a bad story to share about how I had to, overcome adversity, because the adversity that I had, I didn't even realize, because I had people around me to create an illusion of something else, or to just give me options on how I can express whatever I wanted to express. So yeah, that's the best I can say, is I've just been very fortunate. And then to be in a company, in a country that allows me to do anything. I've never been told at work, you can't do that. Or, oh no, you need to make the fireman a man, or whatever it is. If anything, it's like, yeah, of course, that's amazing. I love what you're doing. More encouragement. It just creates more of that bubble I've been living in many ways. But I like the fact that we can get it out there, because it gives people something to look at and see a bit of themselves in, regardless of who they are. I think that's what's rather special about what we do at work. So.
That's awesome. I think we all want to live in Jamie's bubble.
Agreed. Thank you, and excellent question, Holly. So Mark Cruikshank, who introduced the category awards earlier in this video, is posing a question, since he couldn't be in this video.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Mark. He was also in Lego Masters Season 1. So Jamie and Corey, obviously, you remember him from that. His question is there anything you'd like to say to allies? How have they been helpful? And do you have suggestions for how they might be more supportive?
Yeah, I mean, allies are amazing. I Yeah, I just see so many allies everywhere, and not everybody's vocal about it. But I think that it does take the special person that is vocal, and that does make a statement, which is that why I view Matthew as my ally at work,
Likewise.
because you're a real trailblazer in our company, and I love knowing that you are making anything possible. So I mean, before that, I've always had allies in my family and my friends and my social network, but I've never been in a work environment where I immediately felt, I mean, to have somebody at the top, I mean, Matthew's the top of design. And when you have that beacon, everybody sees the light that comes from it. And it's just inspiring. And it just influences the entire design organization and ultimately the world. Sorry, Matthew, to make you get a little, little bit of love here. But I'm going to make it about you because I can. But I think that I think every company, every family, every group of people needs that beacon. They need that somebody that's a guiding light, because it sets a whole direction and tone for everyone else to follow. And sometimes it means that person has to be a bit brave, and know that not everybody's going to agree with the light being flashed in their eyes. But sometimes you need to see it to grow. So yeah, get a little gushy there. But Matthew, I'll throw it to you.
Oh my God, thank you. And that was lovely, Jamie. So really appreciate that. First time I've ever heard anything like that from one of our employees. So thank you. And I think I probably just want to respond to the question more from a personal ally perspective as well, because I think every LGBT person in the world goes through some kind of hardship or doubt in themselves, or fear that they're going to disappoint people, or they're not going to be the person that their parents expected them to be, or they may cause, by coming out, they may cause rifts within their family, or they may limit the opportunities that they may have in life through coming out. And I think that is such a huge burden for anybody to go through, that by just having a friend by your side that doesn't necessarily fully understand everything that you're going through, but is there to ask you how you are and to sort of stand up for you on occasions, is like so incredibly important. So I think if there is anybody watching this that has an LGBTQ friend and just presumes, oh, things are much better in the world now and things have progressed a lot more from when we were younger, they're probably still harboring a few things from either their childhood or things that they may experience on a day-to-day basis that you're not aware of. So I think anything that you can do just to check in on them, let them know that you've got their back, I think can mean so much to somebody like that, because a lot of us kind of put on a suit of armor and pretend everything's fine, or want to give the illusion that we're all coping really, really well with everything. And everybody at some point, I think, has to deal with their own sort of mental health issues, no matter how severe or minor they could be. And I think just everybody having somebody by their side that just checks in on them occasionally is so important. So yes, so any allies, please do that. Also, any LGBTQ people, also ask your other LGBTQ friends how they're getting on as well. So yeah.
Wow, thank you. What an answer. I wasn't going to stop you, Jamie, when you were going on about Matthew, because I was thinking this was more like about straight allies, but I was like, no, let Jamie go. Let Jamie go. This is good. This is good. This is really good. Okay, and then Boone Langston, who is also in Lego Masters, had a question. In what ways does the culture at Lego Product Design encourage each individual in a diverse group to explore, express, and embrace their own unique sense of self and identity?
Do you want me to take that one, Jamie?
Sure.
I'll give it a go. I think working within the design department at the Lego Group, we are generally really diverse in the mix of people who are within the department in itself. So we have, and that has been really, really healthy for the company in general to have so many different people from all over the world with different backgrounds being part of the design community just enriches everything that we create, because you have this sort of melting pot of people who've all grown up with different cultures, different understandings, different childhood experiences, different things that they loved as a child, different toys that they played with, different TV shows that they watched. So bringing all of that inspiration together into one department is, of course, really rewarding and fruitful. And I do feel to a certain extent, we do encourage that, but I think we could also be much better at that as an organization as well. So I don't want any illusions that with the Lego company, we're like, yes, we tick every single box, we do everything exactly right, because we can look a little bit squeaky clean on the outside, that everything's perfect all of the time. And that's not the case. And I think, just to be really honest, this is one of the things where, as a leader of that organization, and the new role that I've been put into at work, I want to put much more emphasis on really embracing that, even more so listening to different people's experiences. That we've taken the step with this first LGBTQ set, and we've decided we are going to be more outspoken as a brand. I think we can stop being more outspoken about other things, and so we're truly representative of every minority in a different way, and we can make such a difference in helping people see through each other's differences, seeing that differences is actually a really good thing, and that then we can hopefully really teach kids about empathy and understanding others, and how if we all can work together and everything, we are in a position where we can, if we do things right, we can make things a lot easier for a lot of kids out there to then really make a difference in the world and really be more accepting and tolerant of each other. So I want to make sure that we're doing even more of that. We may be edged out that tacky bit.
Yeah, I think Matthew said it perfectly.
Very cool. Thank you. And Grace.
So I am here for the hard-hitting investigative reporting, and that is, this one's from Matthew. The Everyone is Awesome set is, it's awesome. It's awesome. But I wanted to ask about one of your previous creations, one of my personal favorites, Unikitty. Now, when Unikitty was being created, was there a thought in your mind that she would be part of the LGBT community, or that she would just be the greatest ally in the world ever in history?
A bit of both, I was hoping. So I think growing up as a kid that was steered in a direction of what I could and couldn't play with, I was able to sort of fall in love with certain characters that were slightly more acceptable for both genders as a child. So even though I love things like Star Wars, I was very pro Ewok, very pro droid. It was all the cheesy, cute sidekicks and the camp things that I gravitated towards. And then also every Disney movie, it was the princess's sidekick like Flounder or Sebastian and all of those characters. So I knew that I gravitated towards animal-based characters and things that had a lot of personality and stuff. And I felt that by creating somebody like Unikitty, she is somebody that can appeal to everybody, no matter who they are. And that was one of the really important things, that I wanted to create a character that embodied that could be the most positive, optimistic, adorable, cute character possible, but then also had her moments where she could really stand up for her friends and go into rage mode and be so defensive to everybody, for everybody around her. So yes, that was definitely all of the things I loved in my childhood, and I really wanted her to, when she transformed, like pretty much for it to be a She-Ra moment where it's like, by the honor of Grayskull and all of that, that she would, in the campest way possible, whether it was that or a Wonder Woman twirl or whatever, she'd turn into this badass warrior that would kick everybody's ass and save the day. So yes, so, and I think when we were creating her as well, I was a little bit worried at first that everybody would be like, oh, this is just Matthew trying to force fit one of his silly things in there and everything. But it just made so much sense because we had Wildstyle that was so badass and like a real sort of feminist character that was, and we didn't have many female characters, and I just wanted somebody that was the absolute opposite to Wildstyle, that was emotionless in many regards. I was like, stick every emotion we possibly can within this one character, and that's sort of how she was created. So
Cool. Awesome, thank you.
But I'm glad you see her as an LGBTQ ally. So yes, that's made my day and mission complete. So
It suddenly makes so much sense to me why I'm such a huge fan of that character.
Grace, didn't you have one more question for Jamie?
Yeah, if I have a second, I just wanted to ask Jamie, you know, with your role in the creation of a lot of modular buildings, were there ever instances where, you know, in that storytelling, you thought, oh, this is going to be an LGBT story, or you know, I want this couple, you know, or whatever. Were there things like that?
Very early on, the beauty of going with the two dots and a smiley face and the ambiguous, expressionless characters in many ways, where everyone's deliriously happy, is we had a lot of latitude to allow people to make characters whoever they wanted. And that was already in the Green Grocer, that the shopkeeper, I just remember, I love the wig because it was used in another set and I just thought it was so cool. But it was this weird, almost androgynous wig. You didn't quite know, is it a man, is it a woman? We put her in him or her in the overalls. I think it was originally for a woman, but I thought it looked like a kind of a little bit of a flamboyant male, potentially, that has, you know, a little bit of careless energy. And what I loved is just everybody coming by was asking me, oh, is that a guy or a girl? I'm like, I don't know, what do you want it to be? It was just, the more that I heard that, the more that I was kind of excited by, oh, there's something fun about this. And then when we did the fire station, we ended up using Luke Skywalker's hair, and we had the same people asking me, oh, is that a female firefighter or is that a male firefighter? I'm like, who do you want it to be? And I just thought there was something really fun about, you know, just the expressing whoever you want it to be, it is. And that's kind of the whole foundation of the modular buildings, is celebrating that every piece is useful. Everything can be created into something else. Any character can be anyone you want it to be and can become anything that they want to be. So I'd say in the modulars specifically, we were trying to create some ambiguity. And then in other sets, like with our trains for like the Horizon Express, I intentionally wanted the driver or the conductor of the train to be a woman, just because so many of our other trains didn't get to highlight that side of, you know, the profession. And I thought, well, this is for adults. They'll probably love it. And sure enough, they did. And then you'll find more and more of our sets, we've tried to just kind of challenge a little bit of the stereotype or where people would expect a role to be. The beauty of making products for adults or teens is that they're much more open to the realities of life. There is no black and white, there's gray space. There's a lot of, you know, ambiguity. And I think that's where we get to celebrate that when we're making products for older kids and adults, because they accept that more easily. They don't need their world to be quite so defined as, you know, firefighter as a hero and, you know, policeman as a hero. You can actually have some moments where, you know, there's a smuggling of cookies happening inside the modular buildings, and you don't know who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, and there's something fun and playful about that. So I'm glad that people have caught on to it, and we would love to do more and more of it, especially with some of the new options that we have for minifigures. There's an endless supply of fun that we can have.
Wow, that's a fantastic answer. You're so my turn. In 2014, I was a new AFOL. After a while, I found myself looking around at LUG meetings and conventions saying, where am I? I don't see me here. So I started GayFOls to find more people like me. And it took 3 years to find 40 members. And now we have over 1,300 members. Visibility matters, fellowship matters, representation matters, and diversity matters, as we have members from over 41 countries around the world and every letter of the LGBTQIA+ acronym. I've heard many stories of people who wondered, as I did, where am I? And expressed tearful relief at having finally found a community. What Lego did, this is where the tears started.
I'm just starting as well.
What Lego did this month, what Lego did this month matters way more than anything we could have done. Here we go. You will never know the full impact that the Everyone is Awesome set will have on people. There may be a young queer person in a Lego store right now with their unaccepting parent. That young person may be scared or alone or losing hope, and they may see your set and be lifted and feel stronger and less alone. They may never even be able to purchase the set, but it will have affected them deeply nonetheless. If you could speak to young people like that right now, what would you like for them to know?
Jamie, you need to go first, but thank you very much.
You warned us about this one.
No.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, how do you even approach that? I mean, it is powerful, but I think it does matter, like you said, to actually see something like that be presented to the world without any sort of need for explanation, except everyone is awesome. And I think that's where kids can maybe be inspired to say they don't need to make an excuse to be awesome, or to have to be anybody other than themselves. And I think that's where, I'm going to personalize this again, Matthew, but that's where I think you really have offered something that everyone can see themselves in. It's just universally awesome. And so I would say that hopefully it gives you hope that there's a bigger world out there of people that do think you're awesome. You just have to connect with them. You have to find your tribe, find your people that bring out your awesomeness and celebrate it. Because there's no reason to hide it. And the fact that we're putting it out there and we're loud and proud to present it, I think people, hopefully kids and teens and adults even, will see this as an opportunity to also share their awesomeness. But Matthew, I think this is really your moment.
And but just building on what Jamie says, I think for young kids out there, or people even later in life that are coming to terms with who they are, I think it can be incredibly daunting, and there may be periods there may be periods in your life where you just feel like you're alone and you're super lonely and you've got nobody who understands you. There's nobody around you who's similar to you. And there is a much bigger world out there. So whatever struggles you're feeling today, just know that that things can get they can get better. There are going to be people for you. If they're not there immediately, there will be somebody in the future that can help you through this and see all of the good in you. So just whatever you're going through, always have a little dream of where this is going to end up and how things could potentially get better. And that dream may never come true, but you are going to have such good experiences in life if you just sort of keep that little flame burning, knowing that there's going to be something up there for you, because there definitely will be. So however bad things get, it's just hold on in there and things will get better and you'll find your place and your people at some point. So yeah, sorry.
No, me too. So thank you. Thank you so much, for such sincere answers. So on that note, let's reveal the winner of the grand prize. Let's reveal the winner of the grand prize of the 2021 Pride Parade contest. I could read it and then we could all comment on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the winner of the grand prize of the 2021 Pride Parade contest is Rainbow Heart by Dave Shefsick. Woo!
Hey, Dave.
Great job. Now, if we could go around and just say something about the Rainbow Heart, who wants to go first?
Seeing Dave's image that he's created out of Lego, it was so sort of eye-catching and powerful and colorful, and it embodied so much positivity around Pride that I just thought it was the perfect icon for a competition like this. So well done, Dave.
Yeah. And I'll maybe continue. Corey, you know, I love the details. I love how things are built. This is one of those that I just love how all the little pieces came together. It was not straightforward. It had an artistic side, which I thought was just really playful and creative. And it's one of those that I can get a little bit lost in. I just loved the details.
Corey?
I'll go next. That is the one piece that really stood out from the rest. Everyone did an amazing job in showcasing Pride, but that particular piece that Dave put together, and I believe he did most of it with dots. So the colors, it was just bright. And you need something that's like really going to stand out and really be bright. And the way he used those colors and the different direction and the swerves, just like Jamie said, you kind of get lost in it after a while. You know, once you pass the heart, it's like there's so much twists and turns in it, but it all goes back to the center, in which is the heart. So, you know, that was the message that I really got from it. And it was impactful. So I loved it.
Holly?
Yeah, so I'm looking at it now, and I think the color mixing is just brilliant. Like the way he's mixed the colors, and he's put some more like pastel and subdued tones in there, but it's still really pops, really vibrant. The technique is really clever. I think I read a description in there where he was trying to emulate like an actual like glass kind of mosaic tile look to it by turning the pieces in different directions, so it kind of gives it a look like light is being reflected. So it gives it that very like three-dimensional look to it, even though it's perfectly two-dimensional. It's beautiful. It's something I would absolutely hang on my wall. Good job, Dave.
Grace?
I loved it. I tend to look at Lego with the artist's critical eye, and I like things that make me look at it twice or three times to see, you know, like how it's done. And this was definitely that case. It was beautiful, and it was one that I could look at again and again, and I could keep coming back to it. I love that abstract art style. I love when there's meanings within a piece of art, and it's not just right there for you to understand. You have to actually think about it. So for me, it was awesome.
Yeah, something that's hard to tell in the piece is that underneath all of the tiles, he put like a bed of grays, of dark and light grays to sort of change the effect of the colors. And I just thought that was brilliant. You know, he didn't just rely on what was on the surface. He relied on what was going to bleed in between the quarter tiles. So very well done. Very well
Very
done.
metaphoric, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dull it a little bit, but it pops out even more. when you look at it.
Right. All right. Well, Dave, you will be getting a $125 gift card to the Lego store and a trophy designed by Bill Volbrecht. Before we wrap up, I'd like to thank the judges, Boone, Mark, Grace, Corey, Holly, and especially Jamie and Matthew. Big thanks.
Everybody's as awesome as we are.
We really appreciate that. This is a privilege to have you here. So, you know, not everybody gets two top people from Lego to just show up on their rinky-dink little taped together show. So thank you so much.
And thank you for inviting us as well. Don't feel that this is a rinky-dink little show. It's a privilege for us to be here as well and to connect with you guys and everything. You were all part of the reason of why I created this set, to celebrate all of you as fans for all the loyalty and love that you've given Lego over the year as well. So over the years, so this set is as big a thank you as it is to you, as it is to all of the other LGBTQ people who may never have touched a Lego brick in their lives and are now seeing that we're a company for them as well. So yeah, so thank you for the invite. It's been truly awesome and lovely. So thank you.
Thank you. So I'm sorry, Jamie.
Anything also just to see how you're bringing everyone together. I mean, to have allies like, you know, Corey and others coming together to talk about this is just, like you said, it's amazing. When you think about, like you said, a few years back before you started this, how far we've come. And I give you a lot of credit for the efforts you put in. And it's just great that this is now happening, that everyone's together and talking about this. So thank you for all your work.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay. All right. So I also wanted to thank the members of the committee who worked so hard to make this happen. Rebecca Council, who persevered with grace through my endless annoying questions. Ryan McFadden for his calm problem-solving skills. Bill Volbrecht for all the outstanding graphics and for the trophy. Hoke Bricks for pushing us on Instagram. And last but not least, our MC, Angela Brooks, whose idea this was in the first place. Big virtual hugs and thank you to you all. See you next year. And everybody, happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
Pride.
Thanks, Bruce, and to all the judges, Matthew, Jamie, Holly, Corey, Grace, Boone, and Mark. And special thanks to Jan Beyer and the Lego Group for sharing two of their top talents with us. Congratulations to the winners and a great job to all who entered the contest. If you are interested in becoming a part of Magic here at GayFOls, reach out to one of our admins. As we grow, so does our vision and the ability to make big things happen. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Instagram. Stay safe, stay proud, and keep on building.